Hello everybody and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're having an amazing week. Currently it is Thursday and let's get right to the charts as Bitcoin is right now hovering just above $100,000. As you can see, we are right now on the daily time frame testing the weekly S3 once again, and if we enable our monthly pivots, you can see we are actually right now sitting between the monthly S1 and the monthly S2, which would potentially take us, if we drop another 3.3% all the way down to 97k. And right here, this would mean that we will be perfectly sweeping this low right here. As you can see, if we drop down to right here, basically this low from back in June 2025 would be perfectly swept. Basically, you can see this level has not yet been retested. We front ran this level, and as I have told you in my previous video, that since we front ran this level, price is very likely to retest this level. So in about 3.5% we are potentially going to test it. You can see on the 12 hour, on the 8 hour, basically after the RSI got very oversold right here, we did have quite an relief pump, so the indicators can reset, as you can see right here, and right now we are pushing towards the downside once again. You can see on the lower time frames right here. So basically very important levels for Bitcoin. If we enable our monthly, our yearly, excuse me, yearly pivots, you can see we are basically trading below the yearly R1, and if we get a weekly close below it, and if we start dropping below the 50 moving average, basically right here you can see it was perfectly tested. So if on the weekly time frame we start dropping and closing candles below it, then I would be expecting for the yearly pivot right here, you can see the price, I'm not even gonna say it, basically to be retested once again, but this would only happen if we break down through the 50 moving average, the 50 week moving average, and then we start basically trading lower as of right here. I think if we draw a volume profile, you can see basically this would mean we are going to be testing the 92 to 96, basically would be the value area low of the previous range, basically the whole range right here. And if we start trading below it, this would mean that we are going to be retesting the value area high of the previous range right here, which would potentially be sitting right around this box. So if we make something like this, price would potentially sooner or later, if we start breaking lower, something like this may play out. Basically, this is my outlook, and this box right here would be either a invalidation of this bull run rally if we basically start dropping below 74k, or we get a perfect bounce from here, and then it is up to the all-time highs once again. This is right now my outlook for Bitcoin, but as I said, nothing of this will happen as long as we don't start breaking lower, basically below the 50 weekly moving average right here. So basically 98k is a very key level, and also this weekly closure is very important. We still have 3 days left and about 8 hours for the bulls to potentially reclaim back above the yearly R1, but this would be a very hard fight to happen, since also right now the stock market is, as you can see, dropping to the downside. The Nasdaq, the S&P 500, they are not looking the best right now. The Bitcoin dominance right now ranging right here, you can see currently rejecting from the yearly R1. the yearly R2 would be at around 63 and R3 would be at around 67%. And believe me, if price gets to 67, the altcoins would be hurting very much. Basically, since just this week alone to 63 made it drop all the way down to, it was right here, made it drop all the way down to 3,400. So it would be something also to keep in mind of. And as you can see, Ethereum is bouncing from the yearly pivot. So a very important level also for Ethereum. If we lose it, as I have told you, back in this previous range we go, basically around 2,800 to potentially all the way down to the low 2000s, 2,200, something like this. Solana is right now trading below the yearly pivot. You can see we got a nice bounce from the macro range POC right here, still holding this level. Hype is right now trading at $38. Currently right now pushing below the 200 moving average. You can see right here the 200-day moving average, and also below the yearly R2. You can see Hype actually did reject. We did not get a single candle body closure above the yearly R3 right here at $47. And since we did not, you can see we got that correction to the downside. XRP also approaching the yearly pivot. The pump token, I won't even cover this. You can see we are still in a very heavy downtrend right here. The liquidation heat map, you can see 92 to 93k, basically the most liquidity sitting right here. So a wick to down there would not be surprising in my opinion. Fear and greed index right now sitting in fear. We are approaching the extreme fear though. You can see we are very close to getting in extreme fear zones. But this would be actually pretty insane. Bitcoin trading above 100k and we are approaching extreme fear zone. This in my opinion pretty interesting. ETF inflows looking very bad. You can see we have 6 red days in a row in the Bitcoin spot ETF, with BlackRock selling over 200 million almost every time, you can see. And for the last 6 days we have over 1 billion of outflows, which is not good of course, but as you know the downtrend keeps worsening. Even if they are not selling, the charts are telling us what will happen next. This is my opinion. Basically long versus shorts ratio for the day, you can see we are having more sellers in the market, which is obvious. If you look at the open interest right now, we are having some long position closing out right here potentially. Funding rate is low and flipping negative on some exchanges for Bitcoin. As you can see, tomorrow we won't be getting any US data. We won't be having that data that we talked about right here. So we are only going to be getting the inflation data, I think, tomorrow. And even this might be delayed, as you know, because of the US government shutdown. And I think this will be it for today's quick update video, guys. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you again in the next one. Goodbye.